Hey, this is Paul with the libraries again. So in this tutorial we're going to talk about how to evaluate a particular article and to try to build upon our existing keyword list. So this is the abstract page of an article, and I'm again using my bad research question here. Again, it's way too broad. I need to know what kind of college student, what kind of decisions, and perhaps a specific type of career that you're looking at. But this is a good demonstration of what we're going to learn in this tutorial. So here's all the citation information that you would need in order to create or build a citation all by yourself. So this article is 14 pages long, and again, it's scientific writing, so it's very complex writing. In fact, whenever I do my research, I have to print out the articles and have a pen and paper so that I can, argue with the article, argue with the author, or make notes in the sidelines. But this is an abstract. All academic articles will have an abstract. An abstract is just a one-paragraph synopsis of what the whole article is about, but what all these 14 pages are about. So this abstract will really help you as a researcher further evaluate based upon the title of the article, but also what exactly this article is going to be talking about. The abstract is a great place to find keywords to build upon your keyword list we did in a previous tutorial. But also pay attention here to these keywords here, as well as to these subject terms here. So these will also build upon those keyword lists. Here is, we don't have that nice snazzy PDF link right here. So what we have to do is just click on this full text finder. Don't be afraid of that. It'll just means you have to do a couple more clicks, but we'll find it. So this one we do have full text from OhioLink, the Electronic Journal Center. Sometimes you click to this page and this is not here, and all you see is this content right here. Don't be afraid of that. All you would do is just click on this one, this request item through interlibrary loan. And you'll just type in your information, your login information, and then the citation information of the article. We will, there are people in our library that will go out and find the article for you and have it emailed to you within 2 to 4 days. So if this is an article that you need for tomorrow's assignment, you probably shouldn't do that. Find a different article. But if you have a little bit of time built into your research time, you should certainly go ahead and request it through interlibrary loan. That is completely free. If the small chance that there is a cost associated with it, we will let you know before we obligate you for it. Okay, so please don't feel like you can't use this or you shouldn't use this. This is totally built in to the college experience. So if I wanted to look at this article, I click again on this article, title, and then finally, yay, I found the PDF full text. So this PDF full text is exactly how it appears in the journal article, or in the journal publication. Here I know that these two authors are experts in the field because they both, see how it's superscript 1 and 2. Right down here it tells you where they work. So they work at psychology or counseling departments at Ball State University in Indiana and at Sage Colleges in Troy, New York. So they are experts within the field. There's contact information if you wanted to ask them further information about their research. This here is the, it's not labeled, but it would be the introduction. Perhaps this is where they're going to look at other literature on this specific topic, talk about what gaps are in the discipline about it, and then eventually here you're going to get to exactly what research question they are going to try and answer. So this one is nicely packaged in the hypothesis section. Sometimes they don't have that. It might just be in the introduction somewhere that as researchers they are going to answer this particular question. And then this is the methods, is like who they studied, what they studied, exactly how they did each experiment, what measurement tools that they used. And then this is the results section. So they used a statistical analysis called ANOVA. If you're like me and the statistical analysis is not your strongest point, don't be afraid of the complexity of this results section. Usually in the next section is called the discussion, and that is where they will discuss what the results actually mean. Did they prove or disprove their hypothesis? Why or why not? They might talk about any limitations in the study that were evident. And we scroll further down to the conclusion. So the conclusion might be something about where future research on this particular topic can be explored, or they might even talk again about the limitations of this specific study. I think it's really important that we take a look at both of these sections, the funding and the declaration of conflicting interests. It is really important that we as scientists we do unbiased research. Now, we are human, so eliminating all bias is unrealistic. But if we are receiving financial support from somebody that is a manufacturer of a widget, for example, that causes a lot of conflict of interest, because if I have a widget and I pay you $1 million to research it and say how great it is, inherently there is going to be that bias that you're going to have in it, because you're not going to want to lose that funding that I'm giving you. So it is really important that we evaluate whether or not people have funding that would influence the results or the methodologies. A good example is if you're doing research on climate change and what effect gasoline has on climate change, and your funding comes from the oil and gas industry, you're probably pretty biased. Or if you're doing research on childhood obesity and your funding comes from Coca-Cola, you probably need to evaluate whether or not that person has a lot of bias in the research. The reference list. When I was an undergrad, I wanted to save money and not print out the reference list, and that was pretty dumb. Because if this article was specifically about your topic, this reference list is going to be a goldmine for you to go out and look for these particular articles, these books or book chapters, whatever that they're using here. So don't sell yourself short like I did when I was an undergrad. We can certainly find these items whatever they might be, and you could use them in your research. So it is a total goldmine for you if this article was really quite good for your topic.